Overcoming fear, exposing our unseen enemy. Know your enemy. You must know your enemy in order to defeat him, because your enemy knows you very well. Fear is a spirit with the primary intent to control you, to keep you from trusting God, to keep you from advancing, to keep you from moving forward. Fear will keep you stuck in a small place, and it feeds off of your ignorance. Fear is a bully. It will have you thinking the most irrational thoughts, but somehow they seem so convincing. And it will have you doing unreasonable things that make absolutely no sense. Fear is a deception, false evidence appearing real, they say. It causes you to believe that that there's a reason to fear, that there's something to fear when there really isn't. But it has the ability to be so convincing when there is nothing else telling you or showing you differently. God showed me this about fear. He basically showed me that fear is like a hologram. You know what holograms are. Giving the perception or appearance of something real when it's really fake. Like there's something to be afraid of when there really isn't. The enemy, he says, is just blowing smoke. It appears to be something, but it has no substance. He's putting up smoke screens. Get that imagery. He's putting up smoke screens to distract you and blind you to what's really true. And a lie or deception is when you try to make something appear what it's not. And God said, call his bluff. It's like, all right, God. And this is what God says when it comes to fear. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And that's Joshua 1:9, New Living Translation. God told me, there's no need for you to be afraid of anything any longer. I am with you. I am your protection. When you know that God is with you, nothing else matters. Nothing can touch you. And you must have a revelation of who God is for this to really sink in and speak to you, which comes from giving attention to who he is and having relationship with him. God also says, don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my victorious right hand. See, all your angry enemies lie there confused and humiliated. Anyone who opposes you will die and come to nothing. You will look in vain for those who tried to conquer you. Those who attack you will come to nothing. For I hold you by your right hand. I, the Lord your God. And I say to you, don't be afraid. I am here to help you. And that's from Isaiah 41:10-13, also the New Living Translation. And that's one of the words that I really like to go back to when it comes to fear. And feed on. Now, Paul tells us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but that he's given us a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And that's in 2 Timothy 1:7. God told me, there is no fear in you. Don't be fooled. Because fear will try to fool you and have you thinking that, you're supposed to be fearing something or that you have to fear. And God says there is no fear in you. And John tells us that there is no fear in love. For God's perfect love casts fear out, because fear involves torment. And it does. It's a very tormenting spirit. And that's found in 1 John 4:18. Not fearing is something that God continuously speaks throughout the Bible. If something is trying to cause fear in you, its agenda is to control you or keep you from doing something or stop you from doing something. We have to resist fear and not give it authority over us. And we do that by plugging into God, getting close to Him, and knowing and trusting what He says. God told me, don't give fear authority over you. And always choose faith over fear. If you're not connected to God, you have no defense against fear. So my advice is, get connected. And case in point, nothing is a real threat to you if you are truly trusting in God and know His will for you, because His will be done.